everyone. Welcome to another episode of No Title Needed. And this week, we are coming to you from the Paul Dresser Room right here at the Hotel Carmichael in Carmel, Indiana, US of A. We are usually in the beautiful Feinstein's Cabaret. Like I said, this week we're over across the hall in this beautiful setting.
It sure is.
Isn't it?
I really like it.
Me too. My name's Cynthia Collins.
And I am Scott Osborne.
We are your co-hosts.
Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh. And today we are very pleased to have Rod Reid with us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Here.
You are a cool guy.
Well, thank you.
I know.
I kind of feel that way sometimes.
Yeah. Well, your wardrobe alone says it all.
Mm.
But you and Scotty know each other.
We
Right.
do.
Yeah.
Grew up around.
Way back.
Yep.
When you were a kid.
Yeah.
He was a kid, and see, so was I kid. I was a little older kid.
Yeah.
And I had the pleasure of meeting him, knowing his family, and meeting Scotty.
That's right. And
Yeah.
through and
It's been a pleasure on my end, too.
well,
Yeah.
the pleasure is all yours.
Really.
But the organization that you started in 2006, I believe you were saying.
Yes,
Tell us about that. And that's how you met Scott. And it's working with youth.
exactly.
And you said getting into motorsports.
And to motorsports. You know, so I came to Indianapolis when this is before middle school.
Okay.
And the biggest thing going on at that time was the Indianapolis 500. And so, like a lot of families, we would have the barbecue going for the Memorial Day celebration. You know, everybody's running around. I'm in there listening to the ratio to the 500. And I wish I could tell you why, because I really don't know, but none of the rest of the family was listening to it. It wasn't because my parents were into it or anything like that.
Mm.
But I was enamored. I remember the first race I listened to, I think it was the only one that Mario Andretti won,
69.
and I thought it was the coolest thing. And I said, you know, one of these days I want to go to that race. Well, it took me from that time until about 1973, I think it was, before I went to the first race. And I went as a yellow shirt. I don't know. Do you know?
Oh, absolutely.
So, yeah.
No idea.
So I'll tell you, like the yellow shirts are those who pick up trash, kind of direct traffic.
Okay.
So you'll see they have a yellow shirt on it, and it'll say safety crew on the back. And
Point your seat up.
that's right. Yeah, exactly. And so I did that, and I worked the night before the 500. And then so I was there the first time the horn went off, I think 5:30 in the morning.
Good.
And I was so excited. Didn't have a ticket. I didn't have a seat, but I saw it and heard all the excitement, the pomp and circumstance. And I just thought it was the coolest thing in the world.
Such a spectacle.
It is. It is. So that was my first 500. But then later on, after graduating from Purdue and then coming to work, and people would say, hey, let's go to 500. So I would go to a couple of people. And I noticed something that really just stood out to me. And I'll give you some backstory in a second, but that the few number of people of color, and it was just really odd because, you know, you go to football games, you go to basketball games, and I thought that was really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize how much it impacted me until much later. And so the backstory is this. All my life, from grade school through college, I have always been one of a few black guys and girls too. And I just thought that was interesting. My grade school when we moved to Indianapolis, my sister and I integrated the grade school. When I went to Arlington High School, my class integrated Arlington High School after court desegregated busing. So it was just one of those things that has always hit me. The engineering firm I worked for, I was one out of 100 people. So it was just one of those things where it wasn't bad. It just impacted me that my life was this way. So when I got into motorsports, I decided, one of the things that I felt was important was that to get my community and others to enjoy the spectacle that happened every year. And it was big to,
So you
It's it should be an easy sell.
Right.
yeah.
through that, I mean, all that, is that what made you start this organization in 2006
Absolutely.
with your
Personal.
With,
one of your best
yeah,
friends?
my buddy, Charles Wilson.
Yeah.
So,
Be my neighbor.
yeah, Charles lived just down the street across it.
Yes.
Okay.
In our world. It was,
Okay.
when he got married. But so let's go back just a tad bit. This would have been in the late 70s, early 80s. I was a kid. I was in my early 20s. And I was doing advertising because my background is in architectural engineering, not mechanical.
Now you went to Purdue for what?
That's what I wanted to ask.
You went to Purdue for
Yeah,
architecture.
for architectural engineering
Oh, God.
technology.
Okay.
And I came out and I worked for an engineering firm, architectural engineering firm. They had a lot of activity in the civil world. So we were building buildings and building bridges and wastewater treatment plants and all of that. And I said, you know what, I think I get out of this. This is not what I signed up for. And I started, and I'll use an old term, moonlighting. So I was on the side. I was working for this architectural firm. And on the side, I went to work for an ad agency. They needed someone who could read architectural plans for Homerama. And they were doing the Homerama books and all of the promotion for it.
Is that
And that's how I met your dad.
Okay, that makes a lot
I
of
met your dad when, there was, a lot going on with, Tucker and Graves and all of those large companies.
and got into the real estate.
Got it. That's right. And the real estate business was booming. And one of their big things was the dream houses and the Homeramas and all of that. So I designed one of those books. And I had to draw architectural plans and renderings of these houses. And one of these guys said to me, he said, you know what, you're really good. You should think about this as a full-time job. And I said, I'm in. So I left the engineering firm and became an art director at an ad agency. And I loved it, absolutely loved it, to so much so that fast forward, I started my own agency
Okay.
very shortly thereafter. And it was that agency that I had doing advertising and promotion. One of my clients was approached by Charles Wilson. Okay. And they said, this kid has come to us and is asking us to sponsor racing. Do you know anything about racing? And I go, I know I like it. But
Right there.
yeah.
Hold right there. We're going to take a break because I love this story so much. We have to take a break for our sponsor.
Absolutely.
And then we're going to pick it right up.
Okay.
Okay, we will be right back with Rod Reid. No title needed. Thank you. Hey, welcome back to No Title Needed with our guest, Rod Reid. And we have been listening to your journey from a kid from New Jersey,
Yes.
AC,
AC.
Atlantic City. Yep. And then you spent some time, you lived in Philly as well.
We did. I did before coming to Indiana.
Yes. But now here you are. And talking about how you love the race and you listened to it as a kid on the radio and you kind of sparked. I think that sparked you, sparked your interest in cars, in motor vehicles, my God,
He's already
you're an engineer. You're an engineer, for crying out loud, So it obviously influenced you, and so you were going through your myriad of jobs.
Yeah.
Then this one company was like, you're gonna be the architect. You're gonna be for homes.
Yeah.
For the homes, Homerama.
I was going to be a homer. I was going to be an art director.
Yes, art director. But there, how did you come up to start this organization in 2006? And please give the official title up.
Sure. It is called Next Gen Racers.
Oh.
When it started,
Okay.
NEX, no T,
Okay.
Generacers for the next generation of racers.
Okay.
Now we just use the NXG as an acronym, and NXG Youth Motorsports is the nonprofit org.
But for me, it was Next Generation.
You was Next Generation.
Yeah.
And Scotty was there. Well, how you
12, 13,
Oh, yeah, 2006 and 7.
Yeah.
What do you do with these kids?
Yeah.
What happened?
It's a special experience.
So what we did with my, at that time, business partner, Charles Wilson, he had approached one of my clients in the ad agency for sponsorship. And that sponsorship, I recommended they don't do it, but I studied the racing industry at that time, so I could understand it. And doing that, we went to all of these races across the country and realized that there was not a connection to motorsports and racing to communities like you do with football and basketball. So like the Colts or the Fever or the Pacers.
It's not a team sport.
They call it a team sport, but it is in a way. It is in a way, but it's not where you have a large group of people. So it's different in that fashion.
They don't have the Indianapolis racers racing car racers.
And it is very much
100 people.
It is very much.
I know, but it's different. It's different,
and it's an exclusive sport.
Right.
The team is kind of like Team USA, for swimming. It's kind of like that, but it's different. So with that, you don't have the individual drivers and others in the sport going into the community and working with kids, unless they're doing it on their own. So we felt like that it was important for us to have a connection with the kids in our community, because I know a lot of kids who like cars, like Scotty. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of kids who like racing, but they don't have access to this multi-billion-dollar industry. So it was twofold. It was, let's get the community connected to the racing industry, because the racing industry says that they need mechanics, engineers, and others. And over here, we have an audience of young people that could potentially go into that industry, but they don't know about it. So everybody can't be a doctor or a lawyer. Hey, why don't you become a race engineer or mechanic? So that was the impetus for starting Next Gen Racers. And we did in September of 2006. And we were very blessed to have the support of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and at that time, the Indiana State Fairgrounds. There's some really neat stories in there we probably don't have time to talk about, but it really gave us an opportunity to bring young people starting at 11 years old and get them driving go-karts and having them build a curriculum around it for STEM as well as life skill development.
Right.
And get them connected to them.
Do they, on top of the education, you get to race it?
Do you build your go-kart?
You don't build your go-kart, but we do have one of the classes where you go through the parts of the cart. Mm-hmm. It's just, these carts are so sophisticated, it would be pretty involved to build one. But what we do is have them come out and learn about everything that is motorsport.
Exactly. It's how I learned it. It's through that class specifically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you learn about, how does the go-kart work, just like your street car. And the exercises that you go through are transferable. You can become a much better driver. I tell the kids all the time to their of their parents' cars, just by being more respectful and understanding the equipment, as well as being knowledgeable about what flags are. It's very similar to rules of the road.
Yes.
Such a special.
And within this program, do the kids, do they work together? Like we were talking.
Yeah.
It's a team, and are they working together as a team?
They all took the last day.
Yeah, you can tell it's very, we have a very, some people say a militaristic kind of approach, very disciplined. Kids have to walk in a line. They all wear a suit. They have to all do things a certain way, put on their helmets at the same time. So it's very organized in that fashion. With what we talked about is how can you maintain safety?
But yeah, you're a group until race day.
Yeah.
That's when, race day. Yeah, it's every man for himself.
Or woman.
Yeah, woman. Well, that's right. And speaking of that, a third of all of our students are female.
I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
I think that's so cool. And what fun. I mean, come
It is
on.
fun.
It's so
fun, Mark.
exhilarating for these kids when they're actually in the car. And
I do it at 30.
I would do it. And I mean, it sounds like so much fun too. And I think the discipline is extremely important, extremely important. And like you said, it teaches these kids, so many things teach kids life lessons that they might, even if these kids don't go into, maybe they don't go into being a mechanical engineer, or they don't go into being a pit crew, but you've taught them life lessons, like you say.
And our success
Anything
are those kids who have learned those lessons, but have taken those and applied them to a STEM-based career. So we have had young people that are in healthcare at STEM. I have one young lady got a PhD, and she's now a doctor. And it's just really wonderful to see these kids grow and know that we had a little bit of an influence in their lives. Directly in motorsports, we have placed 7 people in motorsports jobs. And we have a young lady at McLaren right now. She's in social media. She handles all their social media. So you don't have to be a pit crew. You don't have to get your hands dirty.
But she got her parachute to drive her parachute.
And where now? Obviously, where do you do this? So where is this? You must have a racetrack.
Well, we have a parking lot.
Oh, that's all right. You have
That's right. So, Scott and I were talking earlier about the fact that, we did it at the Indiana State Fairgrounds on a parking lot. And so it's one of those things where as long as we have an open, unobstructed lot, we can bring our carts. We own everything. So these young people, all they have to do is what we say is have a good attitude and clean underwear.
In case you get into an accident.
That's right. That's right. Well, we put the suits on, so we like the suits to be clean. If somebody stuck.
So are you still using the state fairgrounds?
We are not. We're not. The state fairgrounds, their calendar is so full now, we could not find, when they have an event, we don't have any parking.
So before we wrap this up, I'm so sorry because you are so interested.
No.
Tell everyone exactly where you do this now, and
How we sure.
And Philip will put up. He'll put up all the information. But where is this now? And
we operate out of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and we have actually 3 places that we can run the program. Our main one is at Gate 1, so right in front of the building there, the administration building. You can see our lot, and so people can drive by and see our kids participating. We also do it inside on 5th Street, which is probably what you may remember, and then we also do it once a year during the Grand Prix, the Indianapolis Grand Prix. We'll do it in front of the Indianapolis Stats Museum.
That's so cool.
3 awesome places.
Yeah.
And for these kids, you're doing some of the greatest work, I think. Anything with kids that gets these kids out of the house and gets them motivated and teaches them how to live life.
Absolutely.
How to maneuver.
As a kid, being in my program, I remember almost every detail of it. And it's so impactful.
20 kids at a time.
Yeah.
Perfect. Not too big.
We never,
Excellent.
Never too big. And I will add that we started 4 years ago. We also run a program in Detroit.
I didn't.
We have to wrap it up. I'm so sorry.
I don't want to either.
Rod, thank you.
Absolutely.
The best of luck.
Thank you.
Continuing this organization, which will be 20 years next year.
20 years next year at
Congratulations early.
Motorsports.
Happy anniversary early. Yes, thank you so much. I'm so sorry again.
No. This is...
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Rod Reid. And thanks for joining us from No Title Needed right here in the Paul Dresser Dresser. God, I'm probably saying that wrong. Or Drescher.
Yeah.
Or Drescher. Anyway, we'll be back in Feinstein's next week. So, but come on over to Feinstein's, see a cabaret, a wide variety of performers.
Great mixologist.
Oh, great mixologists and some great food, and you will not be disappointed. They have something going on over there almost every evening. So do yourself a favor and come on over to Feinstein's and see some great cabaret entertainment. I am Cynthia Collins.
And I'm Scott Osborne.
Always and forever. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next week.